everyone, welcome back to another segment for the professional makeup kit. This section I'm going to be covering lipsticks, lip glosses, and eyeshadows. So I'll just jump right into it. As far as lipsticks and lip glosses, again, the main issue you want to think about is sanitation. And you cannot, for example, apply someone's lipstick, let's say you're using a tube, apply it, roll it down and put the cap back on it, and then go to another model and use that same lipstick because that has become contaminated and is therefore unsanitary. So our whole job is to figure out a way to keep our products from becoming contaminated. What I would suggest is to depot your lipsticks. So here's a lipstick that I haven't used yet. It's kind of a nude color at Sephora, by the way. What you can do is get a knife and cut part of it off, and then go to your local CVS store or a craft store. And like at the CVS store, I picked up these, they're little pill organizers. And after you've cut off part of a lipstick, you put it on like a spoon, and then you put heat underneath it, and the lipstick will turn into a liquid, and you put the liquid in each of these little slots. So, and I've come up with a labeling system, like BR is bright red. But yeah, that's one way to depot a lipstick. And what you then do when you go to apply it is you get temporary lipstick brushes, and you take some of the lipstick out, either put it on a clean sanitary surface. I use the back of my hand with a glove, and I take out a significant size portion of lipstick, put it on the back of my hand, and use that lip brush to keep reapplying. So that way you're not dipping the brush back into here. So that's how I handle lipsticks. Lip glosses can be a little bit easier because if you can find some that come in a tube like this, you just simply squeeze out the product that you need on your hand, use a temporary lip brush, and go ahead and apply it. Lip glosses like this tend to get tricky because it's a certain size brush that goes in it. So a lot of times the lip gloss brushes or applicators don't pick up enough product, so always get more than what you think you're going to need. That way you don't have to waste all of your disposable applicators when you mess up and you have to go in and get more product. So that's how I handle lipsticks and lip glosses. I've got this lip gloss at Sephora. This is nice, and it's a nice range of tones. As far as on men, typically you just want to use a chapstick because you don't want them to have that feminine type shine. So I would recommend any type of chapstick. I actually have the MAC chapstick, and I've received a lot of compliments on it because it smells nice, I guess. So, but yeah, that's what you can do with men. Your other option with lipstick is, this is a palette. This is by Kryolan, and I got this at CameraReadyCosmetics.com. And here is this offers a very wide range of pinks and reds. The only thing I'm going to note about this palette is that A, you're going to have to use your temporary brushes, and B, these are super pigmented. A little goes a long way. Like this pink ends up being really bright pink. This dark ends up being really, really dark. Little goes a long way with this. But it's nice and handy because it saves space instead of having to store, like in my instead of having to store things like this and carry it around. Moving on to eyeshadows. This is where I need to get myself organized. Basically, these are what they call pro palettes, and you get these I got these on MAC's website, but you can also get off-brand palettes. I don't have one in front of me, but they look just like the MAC palettes. They just don't say MAC, and they fit MAC shadows in them. And you can get those, I believe you can get them at Camera Ready Cosmetics. Do a little Google searching, see if you can get a good deal on them, but that way you're not forced to spend the money on the MAC palettes themselves. The next thing is the shadows that go in them. When you're a MAC Pro member, a professional makeup artist, the shadows don't come in the circular holding containers that you're used to. They actually just come in a flat package that just has one of these pans in them. And because I had so many shadows from my own collection that I wanted to put in my Pro collection, I depotted them from the holding containers and put them in these palettes. So that's why my colors aren't very organized, because they're kind of out all over the place, and it's one thing I have to get organized because it's a pain in the butt hunting down a color that you need. Let's see here. The same holds true. These are my blushes. I didn't go crazy with blush. I don't use any cream blush. These are the blushes that I use. They're by MAC, and you want to get a nice tonal range. You want to get something very, very, very soft, natural, and maybe something like this one, these two right here, for some high fashion editorial looks. But to be honest, I always mostly just use these plain neutral colors. Peachy Keen is also another great one. It's pretty flattering on almost all skin types. So, again, I guess just to reiterate, with these palettes, you don't have to get MAC. You can get whatever brand that fits into your palettes. So I would suggest doing a little, find out what preferences you like for shadows. I do happen to like MAC shadows. They are my favorite. MAC and Lorac. I always say it wrong. But that's basically how I organize my shadows. One last thing. If you can get a label maker, those can be very helpful for organizing your stuff. A lot of times you won't be the only makeup artist on set. There might be a bunch of you, a bunch of makeup artists. So I would suggest getting a label maker. You can get them at Office Max. I think I got mine for $7, just the traditional one that you have to squeeze. And yeah, I wrote my last name on the palette. I also do that with my bags, my carrying cases, and I'll have to get into that at another segment because that's a whole nother ballgame. As far as, I know you guys might wonder, this right here I got at Sephora, and this is nice because it folds up and it fits into a bag relatively easy. And I organized it by lip glosses, lipsticks. These are gel liners and shadows, and lashes. But I have a bunch more lashes than this just because I go through them a lot. But that's about it for today. If you have any general questions, let me know, and I can try to help you out. Or if you need some more information on where to buy certain things, I can also help with that. Joann Fabrics is a great source for finding containers and little odds and ends. Sally's is too. But that's about it. So I hope I gave you some... When you're shopping for shadows too, I'm going to tell you this. You're going to want to buy... I know how, if you're like me, you're tempted to buy all the crazy colors and everything. Well, guess what? You're hardly ever going to use those. And if you're just starting out, I would highly, highly, highly suggest getting matte neutral shadows. Those are the most far used and most requested. Like a nice taupe, a nice light brown, a nice off-white, and stuff without any shimmer. I would start off buying matte neutral colors first, and then as you get your kit more built up, you can start adding in some different things. But again, your most requested looks are going to be your natural, especially if you're doing bridal makeup. You're going to want natural looks. Most people don't want to go all crazy with their makeup. So yeah, that should give you a good start on how to get going with your kit. So I'll be making more segments. Thanks for watching, and talk to you guys later. Bye.